Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. I'm hand-holding my Action 4 camera for this little introduction, but we have the Potensic Atom today. And where am I at? I am out on the very edge of the Snake River Canyon. I am going to turn the camera around so you guys can see. And when I say the very edge, I mean the very edge. There's my landing pad. I'm within, probably 4 or 5 feet of the very, very edge of the canyon. So, yeah, in any case, we're going to take the little Potensic drone. And, you know, I'd always promised my viewers and fans of the Potensic Atom that I would bring it out here one of these days. So today's the day. And I want to add, this is the replacement drone that Potensic sent me. So it's not the original Atom that I had some control signal issues with, etc. I've already done a first flight with this drone a few days ago, and I did that out at Heroes Park because that's the place that I had all the problems with the other drone. It did fine. But any case, out here in the middle of nowhere, the drone is going to do just great. Now, one thing I noticed is I charged these batteries a few days ago, so I've got a couple of batteries and they're not 100% full. So we'll fire up the app and see how full they are. But we'll definitely get some flying time in with this guy, and we'll show you around the Snake River Canyon with the 4K video that this drone can do. Let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Okay, I've got a screen recorder started, and the drone is telling us takeoff is permitted. We got 14 satellites, and I've started recording already. 95% battery, so that's good. It wasn't too low. Let's take a look. It's the safety menu. Normal speed setting. We'll probably put it in sport mode before too long. We want it to return to home. That 120 meter, I figured out where that little down arrow is. I forgot the last time I flew it. You got to uncheck that box. That way, if it loses signal, it's just going to go to the return to home height that you set. And it's at 35 meters, which is plenty for where I'm at right now. We've got silent return on. 120 meters is max legal. That's where we got that set. We've got no limit set on distance. So we're good to go there. I'll show you the About page if you're interested in firmware. I updated the firmware before the last time I flew it, so there's that. Let's get out of there, and it's time to take off. So again, we're already recording. We're shooting in 4K 30. Let's do an automated takeoff, and you're going to see that on my Action 4 camera. Confirming, and then we'll slide. And there's a little drone taking off. And yeah, so it's got its home point updated, and it's just giving us a good hover right there. Okay, let's turn around and face it towards me here, and then we'll do our droney. Yeah, let's drop that camera down a little bit, although we don't need to get too carried away. But the drone is it's hovering well. It says that it's at, the height is not even a meter. I'm telling you, it's more than a meter. It's a good 1.5 meters or more. So I don't know how accurate that is, but in any case, let's go ahead and do our droney. Reversing up now, reverse and up. And we're not going too far up. It's more reverse than anything. So yeah. And you can see I'm kind of cross-coupling there a little bit. You saw it moving around. I'm trying to center back up again, but yeah, okay, there we go. It's kind of moving around. I've got my finger off of that left stick, and it felt like it was still drifting a little bit, but could have been me moving the right stick a little bit. Easy to do. So here we are over the canyon. Let me let's kind of go around here, and I'm kind of on the edge of the canyon here, so that you're going to be able to we'll get a good clean signal to the drone because I've got a direct line of sight on the little guy. And in fact, we should be able to get down into negative altitude here, and we are. We're in negative altitude right now. I see some geese down there, and I can hear them. And it's kind of going the other way from me right now, so I'm blocked a little bit by a little bit of terrain. But yeah, this is the canyon, and this is what is today, the 24th of February, and you can see how green everything is. In the summertime, it can get pretty brown down here, but this is a beautiful time to be flying a drone. And yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit of signal issues, so I'm going to turn around. I think I'm blocked by the canyon where I'm standing right now, so I'm going to turn around and go the other way. And yeah, I just had a few hiccups there on FPV, and like I said, I think it's because I was blocked by the canyon a little bit, and you can see a little pixelation there on the screen, but as soon as we get it around here, that will go away because again, I'll have more of a direct line of sight to the drone. Here's some motorcycles down there. They're some guys riding their bikes. Let's see if we can kind of get a shot of that for you. We should be able to even go further down into the canyon. Now I've got a direct line of sight on the flat part of the antenna pointed right towards the drone here, so we should be good. But you can see those guys fishing there. Looks like the guy shut off his bike, but parked right there. We're not going to get too low because I don't want to bother those people there that they're fishing. I wouldn't want a drone flying over the top of me if I was trying to do something like that, so we definitely want to respect that. But we are 90 meters negative altitude below our takeoff point, and in fact, I think we can get down a lot lower here. And again, I have a direct line of sight to the drone here, so we got great signal. It's looking good. We're roughly 110 meters negative altitude over the river here, so this is pretty good. Hear that guy firing up, one of the other guys firing up his bike. Yeah, he's taking off right now. It's weird how you can hear everything here, even though I'm way up above them, but you know, the noise, it sounds like you're just there. There, he shut it off again. I thought maybe he was going to ride away and we'd get some shots of him. But anybody that follows my channel has seen some of these views of the Snake River Canyon before, but this is the first time with the Potensic Atom. And this little 4K camera on here, it's got a Sony sensor on it, and it does quite well. And particularly, if I wish they made ND filters on it, because if you're going into the sun, yeah, those bikes are taking off. So let's see if we can kind of get over the road here where they'd be coming out, and we'll come back this direction. Maybe we can get some shots of them. Yeah, there they are right there. Drop that camera down. Oh no, that's a pickup. Yeah, I can't see on my little FPV screen. I couldn't see that. You guys saw it, but I could not. I thought it was too soon to see them. They're just coming through that rock cut right there. So, yeah, there they are. We'll see if we can, we're going to stay to the side of them, but, or behind them. But yeah, they're not messing around, are they? They're moving right along. Drop that camera down. A couple of dual sport bikes. I think I saw these guys when I was driving out here on the highway. I think they were right behind me. What a great place to ride your dual sport, huh? Get down here, out down here into the canyon. Let's see if we can catch up to them. Nah, they're leaving us behind. I don't know. I don't know if I could get it into sport mode. I wish this thing had an external speed switch on it. But you know, the thing is, while I'm following these guys, what I remembered here is I got great signal, and the drone is performing flawlessly. I'm getting you know, it's doing just fine. Let's throw it in sport mode. I'm going into the app, safety, sport, maybe. Come on, I'm hitting it. Yeah, it's not wanting to change for me. For whatever reason, there, video, normal. I don't know why it won't go into sport mode, guys. I'm clicking on it and it ain't happening. Huh, that's weird. So I can go into normal or video mode, and I can click it. You can see on the screen here, normal, but as many times as I tap, please switch sport mode at an altitude of over, oh, because the altitude's too low. Huh? I'll be darned, isn't that interesting? So I would have to be in, what they keep you, Potensic in their infinite wisdom is trying to keep you from crashing your drone. And because I'm at negative altitude, it will not let me go into sport mode. Isn't that interesting? Well, okay, now we know that. So if you're going to sport mode, do it before you dive into the canyon. Anyway, we're at 10 meters per second, which is pretty good. We learned something there, didn't we? Well, let's do this. Let's see if we can climb back over the top of the canyon wall here, because one of the things about flying the canyon, I'm holding both sticks straight up. So let's see how quickly we can gain altitude and get over the edge of the canyon wall. But I can tell you the view from here is beautiful. And we're only down to 60% battery, and we've been flying for, well, we've been recording. I've been recording for 10 minutes. I had it on the ground for part of that. So we're back into positive altitude, and we should be able to kick it into sport mode now. So I'm going to stop and do that. Clicking on that, sport. Yeah, there we got sport mode. Okay, so we're getting out of there. Now we're in sport mode. Let's see how fast we can get this guy up to now. Yeah, we're up to, I think top speed on this guy is 16 meters per second. And yeah, it's doing that. It's doing all of that just fine. Pick that camera up just a little bit. It ducks the camera back down, which is perfectly understandable. Yeah, and I'm starting to get a little breakup. It's telling me signal poor. So discretion is the better part of valor. Let's turn around and come back. We're out over 2 kilometers, so I'm good with that. So yeah, let's get back over the side of the canyon here. And yeah, it's giving me that signal poor, but it'll come back to us as we come back here. So yeah, back over the side of the canyon. We'll drop back down low again. And what we'll do is maybe we'll try a return to home from down in the canyon, and we'll see how quick the drone climbs back over the top of the canyon. And again, we're at 50% battery and well on our way home here, so doing good. Drone's tooting along at about, I don't know, 15 meters per second or so. What a great view. I just love flying this canyon. Let's see if we can kind of change our vector a little bit and get on the other side of the river here. Give you something else to look at, and we're going to drop some more altitude. And again, you know, I've got direct line of sight at the drone, so the flat part of the antenna is pointed straight towards the drone. Good signal. And you can see on the attitude meter, see where it goes yellow once in a while? That means that it's really pitched forward. And that's the drone. Yeah, when you see it in the yellow like that or orange, it's the drone is pitching way forward to get that speed up. And you know, we're using up battery a lot faster now too. I see. You know, we're down to 40% now battery, because in sport mode, boy, those motors are working hard and they're sucking up power. Yeah. Let's start angling off this way, and maybe we can kind of move sideways here and give you a kind of a sideways look at the canyon. And tell me, all the sharp-eyed among you, tell me if you see a shark anywhere in this picture. And I can hear the drone. I can see the drone down there. It's moving right along. And look at that tilt. You can see the tilt on the attitude indicator. That is so darn cool. Okie dokie. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the drone around, and we're going to put it back into normal mode. So we're back in normal mode again. Dangerously low altitude, it says. Yeah, evidently, yeah, they don't like it when you're that down that low. So let's fly out here a little ways. We're at 30% battery, and then I'm going to hit return to home, and we'll see if it can climb back over the top here. So return to home on the app right now. And let's see if it's, so it's going straight up before it turns. So it's rising in altitude. Look at it raise in altitude there. So it's not going to come back and raise as it's coming back. It's going to get to its return to home altitude first, which, as you'll recall, is 35 meters. So yeah, here it comes. And in the meantime, enjoy the view. I'm sure I could probably adjust the direction of the drone, the vector, but we're not going to do that. Let's just see how the algorithm, how the software handles it. And we're almost to we're over 35 meters. We're going to get there, and it will turn around right now. Yep, there it goes. And it waited to turn around until it was at its return to home height. So I guess the point there is that you can go negative altitude. You could fly down a mountain or something like that, and if it hits return to home, if it went into return to home, it's going to go up to its return to home altitude before it turns around and comes back to you. So you don't have to worry about it running into the side of a mountain, or in this case a cliff or whatever. I'm going to drop the camera as we come back here, and I don't know if I doubt if it'll land right on the pad, but we'll see. But in any case, the thing that you'd want to watch out for in that situation, we don't have that problem here, but if you were on the side of the mountain, you'd want to make sure there weren't any trees or anything that it could run into on its way up. So if you were in a situation where you were above some trees or something like that, you'd want to be careful, because the drone could potentially, gosh, I just hate it when they put that dialog box right in the middle of the screen as you're trying to come down. So I can tell you, we are going to, we'll hit pause for sure, because I don't want it to land in the sagebrush here or anything, and it looks like it might. So we hit pause, and I'm going to drop the camera down. Yeah, well, I already did have the camera down. Okay, hit pause and didn't see that, right? So let's get down low. Let me see if I can straighten it out here a little bit. Move over. Yeah, this is where I need to be in, wow. Yeah, I need to be in video mode. So let's go into slow-mo mode. Let's see if that helps me a little bit. And it does. Let's go a little bit forward. And then we're going to go, let me turn on, I forgot to turn on the Action 2 camera, or the Action 4, I should say. Okay. I got the camera on so that you'll be able to see the landing. Hopefully we'll get close to the middle of the H here. Straight down on that left stick. And yeah, we're on the H, so I'm okay with that. Okay, let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Hey, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. I'm going to hold the Atom up close here, but yeah, a few insects died on that flight because it's covered in a few bug guts, etc. But you know, a $299 drone, and you saw what we just did with it. Flew out over the Snake River Canyon here. Went, I think at times I was below 100 meters in negative altitude. It's just a lot of drone for the money, and you know it's got all the intelligent flight modes and stuff. We didn't do any of that today. We just flew it trying to get some scenic video. Now, I'm anxious to see what the video off the SD card looks like. I've seen video off this guy before. I think it's going to look pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you know, we were over 2 kilometers out there before I started having signal issues. I was up above the edge of the canyon, and it gave me a couple of warnings. I actually still had a pretty good view, so I turned around and came back. Now, the only other time I had any kind of signal problems, and the reason I mentioned signal issues is because of my past experience with the other Atom that I had. I was kind of, if you look off this way, I was kind of blocked by a little bit of terrain as I was flying down in the canyon over the river. So yeah, we just turned around and came back the other direction. And I'll turn the camera around again, and you can see where I just had a straight shot, straight view of the drone. You're just looking down on the top of it. It's so cool. And then you know, able to hold the flat part of the antenna on the controller straight towards the drone, and it worked great. I tried to follow some motorcycles as they came out. It just didn't go fast enough. Couldn't get it into sport mode. Well, I finally looked at that dialog box on there, and it says, no, you've got to be, I think it said more than 20 meters high or something like that to go into sport mode. And I'm sure that's Potensic, a safety thing on Potensic's part. They don't want you flying around at high speed, flying into something. Well, they don't realize in a situation like this, you're still in the open, but you're just down in the canyon. So the other thing I guess that we tried there was the return to home, and I should have known this, but I'm kind of used to my DJI drones with their dynamic return to home, where it starts coming back and rising in altitude as it comes back. Well, no, this guy goes straight up to its return to home altitude, then turns around and comes back to you. That's a good safety feature, and that'll keep you from, you know, flying into a tree or something like that. This drone does not have any kind of obstacle avoidance. So anyway, I guess that's about it. I had a lot of fun on that flight. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I so appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. The little Potensic Atom sub 250 drone with a 4K camera, shoots in 30 frames per second. See you guys later. Bye now.